If you have worries and concerns, say goodbye to it after this video.
I'm blessed, praises to the Rabbil Alameen.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the third episode of On the Way. Today, inshallah, we would like to address an important concept that we should always keep in our mind while we are on the way. Many of us facing obstacles, difficulties on the way. Some of us start to panic, start to feel worried. Now I'd like to remind you about a story all of you know, that about a hero woman that she was in a difficult situation. I believe none of us have been in such a difficulty. The hero of our story is the mother of Musa, or Moses alayhi salam. We know that when she was pregnant of Musa, and that's the time of Pharaoh, he was a very unjust. And then he knows that will be a man from Bani Israel, the children of Israel, that he will destroy his kingdom. Then he was worried, and then he was killing all the male babies of Bani Israel. At that time when she gave birth to Musa, she was worried about him, what is going to happen to him. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her to throw her baby in the river. Imagine if you are in such a situation, you throw your kids or baby in the Nile River, but she trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and she put him in a box in the river. And then after that she sent her daughter to follow the box. And that box went in the river and passed by the palace of Pharaoh, where the guard of Pharaoh, they take the box. Now imagine, the situation is getting more and more complicated. She was trying to hide him from Pharaoh or his guard. Now he's in the hand of the guard of Pharaoh. But she trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala plan. So what happened next? When the wife of Pharaoh first saw Moses at the first time, she loved him and she asked Pharaoh and begged him, why we don't adopt him as a son for us so he might benefit us. And she managed to convince him. And after that, she tried to look for a woman that can breastfeed him, but he didn't accept any woman. At that time, his sister was observing, and then she told them, I know a woman, for sure that he will accept her. And then they invited his mother, and he accepted her. Then they agreed that she will take care of him at her place, under the protection of the Pharaoh guard. Now imagine the situation. At the beginning, she was scared that if the guard Pharaoh saw him, they will kill him. Now she's taking care of him at her place, under the protection of the guard of Pharaoh. And now if we look at the whole story, at the beginning, if you were here, you might say, what is this happening to me? And then when the box went to the palace of Pharaoh, you would say, okay, it's totally done. Now it's no hope. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the all-wise, the planner, he has another plan for that we don't know. And that is what happened to us. Most of time, if something bad could happen to us and we don't know that is good for us, we start maybe panic or worry. But once the wisdom revealed to us, or after some times when we know, okay, what was that reason, then we realize. And there is another beautiful story in Surah Al-Kahf that we should recite weekly. You know the story of Musa and Al-Khidr. When Musa went to Al-Khidr to learn from his knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him and didn't taught to Musa. Then at the beginning of their journey, they want to travel, so they take a boat. So some fishermen, they know Al-Khidr, so they take them on their boat for free. And before they just about to arrive their destination, Al-Khidr Sayyidina Al-Khidr, he make a hole in the boat. Then Sayyidina Musa was wondering, why you did so? That's a terrible thing. You want them to drown? And then Sayyidina Al-Khidr, he told him, I told you at the beginning, you cannot be patient because you don't know what is behind. Then in the next verses, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to us the wisdom, that we know that there was a king behind them, that he was collecting all the boats for his army. And by having this hole in their boats, he will not take the boat and will leave it for them. And that's what happened to us. Because when any difficulties or any problems that we face, that something looks that is not good for us, We don't know the wisdom behind. So from such stories and from the situation that we already, all of us has experienced in our life, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the all-wise. He always has a wisdom in everything that He does for us. Therefore, we should trust the planner. Even things, some stuff might happen to us. It could look bad for us at the beginning. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, you might like things that is bad for you, and you might dislike things that is good for you, because Allah knows and you don't know. And if we try to reflect on our way as a student at the university, at the beginning, you might apply for scholarships, internships, maybe courses or whatever, and you got rejected, you got delays here and there, and then you start panic, you don't know what is going. But after sometimes, when you got accepted in another place, when another thing happened to you, you say, okay, that was good for me, that was the better for me, I couldn't even plan for that. And even when while the learning process or while research, you might have difficulties like this method is not working, this approach, this model, this code is not working, and then you start to look here and there, you learn here, you take courses, then, and then after sometimes you say, okay, now I see, that was better for me, that was a better approach, that was the better things. Another example from our academic life, when we are starting our research, most of us look for a supervisor that has a knowledge, that he has experience, so that he guide us during our research, that he correct us, help us to take the right decision, and then we feel safe by working with him that we are going to achieve something at the end, because if I did something wrong, he will guide me, he will tell me use this, use that, then I start to feel. And that is that about your supervisor in just the research. So what about your Lord in life? When you know that your Lord, He is the wise, that He has the wisdom in everything, and the all-wise mean that His plans don't even have a single error or mistake. He make or put everything perfectly in the right place and in the right time. So when you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the all-wise, He is the all-knowledge, He is the most merciful, then the way you look at everything around you and everything is happened to you, that should be changed. That then you could have an answer for everything is going around us nowadays. That you know that everything has happened to you, that has a wisdom behind, that has a mercy in it, that come from someone who has the all knowledge, that He make the perfect plan for us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also that brings us to another point. We are a Muslim, most of us, including myself, we don't know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't know well who are we worshiping. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed for us few of His names and attributes, but no one taught us such, and we don't spend times to learn who we are worshiping. And Prophet Muhammad told us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed us about 99 of His names. Man ahsaha, who learn it, who understand it, who implement them, he will grant Jannah. Because that will change the way that you look at everything that happened to you. Some of people, when they face a problem, face difficulties, they just try to look for a solution here and there, but they don't go to the one who has the control of everything. He has the own knowledge about everything. And that's not only about how we look at the things that happen around us or to ourselves. That's also about when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us to do something, we know that that's the good for us, that there is a wisdom for us. Even if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't reveal the wisdom for us, but then we should follow that because we know that's the best for us, that is the better for us. So dear brothers and sisters, the message of today, first, whatever situation that we face, obstacles, difficulties, we should remember that the All-Wise is there and we should trust His plan, and we know that is the best for us. The second message, that we should spend some time to learn who is Allah, who we are worshipping. May Allah teach us what is benefit for us. May Allah forgive us. See you next time inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.